So what if I told you that you could start an Airbnb co-hosting business with no experience and no upfront cost? So I'm going to share with you in this video a step-by-step formula so that you can get your first co-host client and start in the short-term rental Airbnb industry. My name is Jamal Lawson, and I'm an Airbnb and co-host professional. I started in the end of 2020. Today I have about 18 listings under management. I'm here to show you how you can get started to make some additional income. Even if you have a job or you're trying to leave your job, this could be the way. Start by understanding what co-hosting is. What is Airbnb co-hosting? So Airbnb is just a platform where you can rent your property as a short-term rental. That means you can have a property that's rented out to guests, travelers for any amount of days, weeks, or months at a time. And so co-hosting means that you are managing the operations for the Airbnb listing owner. So that means typically the property owner, or if it's a lease, whoever owns the lease and is doing Airbnb. So as a co-host, as an Airbnb operator, there's plenty of operations. There's guest communication, there's cleaning turnovers, there's maintenance work, there's pricing. There's a lot of operations that go into running a successful Airbnb that makes money. And so a co-host is somebody that handles those operations and relieves a lot of time for the property owner. So in essence, if the property owner doesn't want to handle it, doesn't want to deal with the hospitality business, doesn't want to deal with guests, doesn't want to deal with reviews, cleaning, etc., they're going to look for a knowledgeable co-host that can handle their property. So that's co-hosting 101. Let's start with the basics so we understand what that is. Number one, you want to start an entity, you want to start a business. If you're going into Airbnb, real estate, short-term rental anyway, and you're using this as a base to get out of your 9-to-5 or a cycle that you're in, you want to get an LLC anyway. So first thing I would do is get an LLC, just create an LLC. It's going to be a lot of benefits. You can go on your state government website and create an LLC, and they'll walk you through the steps. Typically it's like $100 to $200 depending on the state. So you want to get an LLC first. The second thing you want to do is get familiar with the basics, right? Get familiar with Airbnb. So if you're new to hospitality, you're new to Airbnb, I would spend some time researching Airbnb on the platform. Know the origin story of Airbnb. Go through the site and you can know all the policies, the community standards. You want to have a baseline knowledge. You can spend a week or a weekend and just get some knowledge on Airbnb. Go through the listings, look at the listings. You could see what does well. Oh, this property is nice. Oh, it's designed well. Why is it doing good? How are the photos set up? What do the reviews say? If you look at reviews of all the 5-star properties, people will tell you what they like, what they want, what they're saying. Okay, so now I know as a co-host, my job or our job will be to duplicate that. How can we duplicate that? So get familiar with Airbnb and get your LLC. Those are the easiest things to do. You can do that in less than 5 days. Step one, step two. So the next step will be step three. You want to create some awareness for yourself. I know when we're looking at this, most of you, right? I was in a situation, you don't have any co-hosting experience or Airbnb experience, but you want to create some awareness, particularly in your local community. And I don't know if I said this, your goal and our plan is to start in your local community, whatever city you're in, whatever town you're in, because that's what you know. You know the area, you know the town. It's going to be easier logistically. You want to start in your local area. So create a social media page. You probably already have one. You want to create a website and advertise yourself as a co-host professional. Don't spend too much time on this. If you don't have a website, it's going to take too long to create some sort of Wix page or whatever. Just get an Instagram page or a Facebook page and start catering stuff to Airbnb. And so people start to know that they have some data that you have spoke about Airbnb before, that you've studied Airbnb. You don't have to have a property. I don't want that to block you, but know that you need to start putting some awareness out. So get a social media presence. Doesn't have to be huge followers. Just start consistently putting out 1, maybe 2 pieces of content a week on your journey. Okay, cool. So now we got a little bit of an Airbnb social media experience, right? We put in a little bit of awareness out there. We have a Facebook page or content or whatever you guys decide to do. Now we got to create some experience, real life experience. How do we create some sort of track record? So if you don't have any properties, the best way to do this is work for free, right? If you were willing to do something for free, it's kind of like getting when you got out of college and you're probably going to get an internship in the field you want, you're going to get that job, right? I don't know what the percentage is, but most people that get an internship at that, during college, they tend to get a job at that same place. So think of it like that. Okay, I need to work for free. I need to gain some experience, right? So there's two options here. The number one thing you could do is find a property, and I'm gonna get into how we're gonna find properties. We find somebody, a friend. If you know anybody that has Airbnb, you can talk to them and see if they'll let you co-host the property. Hey, I'm gonna co-host for free. I'm gonna take some of these duties off of you. I'm gonna take over guest communication. I'm gonna take over cleaning. So you can learn, right? And most people are not gonna say no to that, right? If they do, you move on to somebody else. So find a friend, a local person, somebody that has a need, and co-host their property. Pick one aspect of the operations and just do it for free. And now you're going to gain some kind of credibility. Or, and this is what I did, you can do what is called arbitrage, right? And so I understand it's, arbitrage is it's going to cost you some money typically, right? But the way you can do arbitrage with no money down is you can find a furnished property. So what's arbitrage? Arbitrage is finding a rental property, a house or apartment, and then getting permission from the owner, the property manager, to operate as a short-term rental Airbnb, right? This might be tricky, but for me, I was familiar with arbitrage. That's the way I started. For you guys, I would start finding somebody that will allow you to co-host for free, or go get a furnished property, call the landlord, take a tour, and tell them, and just be straight up and tell them your intentions. Hey, I got an Airbnb business. I'm a corporate Airbnb business. You have your LLC set up. I'm looking to sign a corporate lease here, and we provide short-term accommodations for XYZ, whoever you want to provide accommodations for. We'll use platforms such as, and you need to mention Airbnb, you need to be straight up, right? So you need to get a property that's furnished so you don't have to spend money on furniture. And then your goal here is not to make a ton of money. Your goal is to get permission, put the property on, take photos, put the property on Airbnb, and get experience, okay? You want to get experience. You want to start diving in. You want to figure things out, okay? So co-host, find somebody that will let you co-host for free, or get into the business and have somebody and find a furnished apartment that you can arbitrage, okay? So this is how you're going to gain some credibility. Now, once you do this, then you're building. I want you to take notes. What are you doing well? Are you getting 5-star reviews? Did you help this property get to a certain amount of revenue? So now you have after maybe 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months of this, you have a case study. So the whole goal here is to create a case study of track record. Okay. All right. So let's recap, right? So I want to help you guys. I want to help you and make additional income right now. If you've been thinking about it, this video is for you. So let's recap the steps. To recap, you're going to get familiar with Airbnb. You're going to get familiar with Airbnb, right? Then you're going to, once you're familiar and you got your LLC, you're going to start to offer free services, right? You're either going to offer free services as a co-host to your friends or people you know, or you're going to find a rental property that's furnished and you're going to get permission to put it on Airbnb, and you're going to get some experience, and then you're going to start going to real estate networking meetings. Hands down, the best way to find co-hosting clients in your local meetings as the professional, as the person that is, you want people to know that you're the co-host guy, right? go to meetings, make calls, contact existing Airbnbs that couldn't use your help, and offer your service, offer to help them, right? So that's the recap. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to continue to put out more content like this to help and serve you. Share this with somebody that you know is trying to make an additional income, just trying to get Airbnb, that's been talking to you about it. Share this with them. Like and subscribe. And if you guys want the full breakdown, in the comments, I'm going to put a link to my free co-hosting guide. You guys can have it there. Talk to you soon.